Hello, brothers and sisters. I want again to welcome all of you to this very important lesson. Remember, this is the last lesson. Of course, we are focusing on fundamental strategies of voicing, and this is the last unit on that topic. So it's very important that we talk about preparation before the assignment. So if you are given an assignment whereby you are required, of course, to go and voice, meaning to say that the speakers will mainly express themselves in sign language. So you as an interpreter, you are required to link or give the information that you see as it comes from signs, so that you are able to translate or transform this message, of course signed message, into a spoken language. So bearing in mind that you have to understand your audience. So the first thing that you do as an interpreter, as a preparation, of course, when you are given an assignment that you have to participate in, the first thing you have to know what type of setting is it. The type of setting for this case means, are you going to voice in a wedding ceremony? Are you going to voice in a funeral service? Is it a worship service? Are you going to participate in counseling service? Is it a classroom setup whereby you are going to voice in the classroom as it comes from the signs, of course, from the signer? Are you going to interpret during a doctor's appointment? Is it a courtroom? Are you going to voice in a parliament? All those are settings. So you have to understand yourself and understand the setting of the event you are going to participate in before engaging yourself in voicing. It's very necessary because after knowing the type of setting, you yourself as an interpreter, you'll have to collect all the ideas, information, vocabularies, of course, recording the event, so that you prepare enough. In case you realize that you cannot manage the event, you don't have to take the appointment. So the next thing, as an interpreter, of course, during voicing, an element that is very important to consider, we talk about will there be music involved? You ask that question. Will there be a music involved? So if there will be, then you as an interpreter, you need of course to get the lyrics. Of course, lyrics are very important. Of course, you get them ahead of the appointment. So before the event, before the start of the event, you must get the lyrics, so that you know the type of music that will be played, so that you are familiar with the lyrics, so that you are able to interpret accordingly. The next thing that we are supposed to do as an interpreter, having been given an appointment of voicing, we talk about, if possible, meet the presenters or the speakers. For this case, ask yourself the following questions. What is his or her preferred signing method? Remember, there are different ways of signing, as we are going to discuss in another topic. So understand the preferred signing method of the speaker, of course, before you engage yourself in voicing. So note also if there is any regional sign differences. So if you are used to interpreting in Nairobi and your assignment, you are now going to be located in Mombasa, let's say that, or Kisumu, Nyahururu, or anywhere else in the country apart from where you are used to. So can you understand if we have any regional differences in terms of signing. It's very important because it will guide you systematically in terms of voicing, and also understand the physical characteristics that may make him or her hard to read. So understand the speaker, understand everything that comes from the speaker, so that you are able to know how you express your voices to the audience. So is the presenter, again you ask yourself, is the presenter or the speaker known to the audience? Is this guy, is this person going to sign the speakers? Is he or she, or are they known to the audience? That's very important. Remember, a speaker who is known to the audience, there's a way that they communicate. So in case of such situations, then you have to find a way of how they relate or how they have related in the previous events, so that you at least pick up from where this audience are comfortable. The next thing, which is very, very important as interpreters, sign language interpreters, of course, during a voicing event, we have to know or ask yourself this question: what background knowledge does the audience have? So find out whether what the speaker is going to talk about, is the audience familiar with the speaker's idea or information. Find out from the audience or find out from another source. Then, is this all new material? Ask yourself that question. If this is a new event, the speaker or the audience have never heard about what the speaker is going to talk about, then find out the method of engagement you're going to use to make the audience be comfortable with your voicing. Again, another very important thing as an interpreter that we are supposed to know or prepare before is who is or who are the audience? Who are they? Of course, you ask yourself this question bearing in mind, of course, in terms of, you have to understand your audience in terms of course, educational level. Do you have graduates? Do you have school dropouts? Do you have someone among the audience who have never gone to school? So that when you voice, you cater for all people, of course, who are attending the service. So make sure you analyze the educational background of each individual before you engage yourself in such events. Another thing that you have to ask yourself as far as this one is concerned, we talk about the hearing. Is the audience hearing? Are they deaf? You ask yourself that question. Are they hard of hearing? What is their purpose for being there in that event? So find out the major reason why this audience is in this event, so that in the line of voicing, you are able to meet their expectation. You also, of course, have to understand the emotional needs, the health needs of the audience, so that you avoid hurting some of them, or you avoid unnecessary embarrassment, of course, from the audience. So, brothers and sisters, as interpreters, we do not only accept or engage ourselves in services when you are given appointments, but we do need a lot of preparation as interpreters, so that whether it's a signing event or whether it is a voicing event, you are able to cope up with the needs of both the speakers and the audience. So the next thing as an interpreter that you need to know or prepare before, we talk about will any specialized terms be used? We talk about specialized terms. We talk about are there special names? names of objects, names of persons that will be used. Will there be name signs or sign names? Sign names, remember, are the signs given to each individual in the deaf community for identification purposes. So is there any of those ones? You ask yourself about, do we have special dates, places, technical terms, do we have jargons that don't understand, among other things. So make sure that all these things we have talked about, you get them in time to avoid embarrassment. So remember, embarrassment during either signing or voicing is something that discourages the deaf community. So we as interpreters, we as a team of interpreters, we have to find all alternative means to ensure that in any event that we are given, we make sure we meet the objectives and the goals of the event so that the audience are satisfied to the point that they need your service again and again. So in the next lesson, of course, we are going to pick up from where we have just left so that we finish up with the preparation before an assignment. See you.